Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Welcome back to our weekly reflection program and bringing to a very special reminder. First, the verse of the Holy Quran when we introduce the program. Do not be and do not think that Allah is unmindful. وَلَا تَحْسَبَنَّ اللَّهَ غَافِلًا عَمَّا يَعْمَلُ الظَّالِمُونَ. A very important verse to reflect upon. And when you read this verse in the Holy Quran, understand the meaning. In Surah Ibrahim, consider not that Allah is unaware of that which the Zalimun. Because what the Zalimun do, don't think that Allah is unaware of it. But He gives them respite up to a day when the eyes will stay in horror. إِنَّمَا يُؤَخِّرُهُمْ لِيَوْمٍ تَشْخَصُ فِيهِ الْأَبْصَارُ مُهْطِعِينَ مُقْنِعِي رُؤُوسِهِمْ. They will be hastening forward with necks outstretched, their heads raised up towards the sky, their gaze returning not towards them. لَا يَرْتَدُّ إِلَيْهِمْ طَرْفُهُمْ وَأَفْئِدَتُهُمْ هَوَاءٌ, and their hearts empty. Because when the heart is empty, it's because of the extreme fear. It is not an ordinary day when all of the creation will be gathered in the presence of the one who is the King, the one who is the exalted, the one who is the most mighty. And it is such a terrifying day, such a frightful day. They will be barefooted. They will be in the condition, we say, without shoes. They will be herded on foot without riding. And they will be naked without clothes. They would have returned to the original features, just like how Allah Ta'ala created man the first time. This is the condition on the day of Yawm al-Qiyamah. It is so terrifying. Even the eyes of the sinners will stay in horror. Such a frightful day that the hearts of the tyrants will quake, the arrogant will be humiliated, and the oppressors will be terrified. The eyes will not be calmed, and the hearts will be denied tranquility. How can a person enjoy that day which is so terrifying, such a frightful day? وَلَا تَحْسَبَنَّ اللَّهَ غَافِلًا عَمَّا يَعْمَلُ الظَّالِمُونَ. So when you have oppressors in this world, they will be put into such a, the hearts also will be in the state of such fear, denied any form of tranquility. And yes, the gaze will not return towards them. Their hearts will be empty. Their hearts will choke their throats, as Allah Ta'ala says, وَأَنَّذِرْهُمْ يَوْمَ الْآزِفَةِ إِذِ الْقُلُوبُ لَدَى الْحَنَاجِرِ كَاظِمِينَ. See how the condition will be, that on the day, such a day that is drawing near, when the hearts will be choking the throats, and they can neither return them to their hearts or to their chest, nor can they throw them out. This is the way it will be on such a day, the day of Qiyamah, that Almighty Allah Ta'ala reminds us, وَاتَّقُوا يَوْمًا تُرْجَعُونَ فِيهِ إِلَى اللَّهِ ثُمَّ تُوَفَّى كُلُّ نَفْسٍ مَا كَسَبَتْ وَهُمْ لَا يُظْلَمُونَ. So this is Surah Al-Baqarah. In fact, this verse of the Holy Quran, verse number 281, وَاتَّقُوا, and be afraid of the day when you shall be brought back to Allah. Then every person shall be paid what he earned, and they shall not be dealt with unjustly. This is a verse of the Holy Quran revealed to the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, Surah Baqarah 281, وَاتَّقُوا يَوْمًا تُرْجَعُونَ فِيهِ إِلَى اللَّهِ ثُمَّ تُوَفَّى كُلُّ نَفْسٍ مَا كَسَبَتْ وَهُمْ لَا يُظْلَمُونَ. Such a frightful day it is when we will all be returned to the day of accountability, judgment day. This earth will be changed completely, the mountains will be removed, the sky will be rent asunder, the stars will fall, the planets will disperse, the oceans will burst into flames, the sun will be wrapped up, and the mighty angels will be terrified, and the messengers will be gathered. And this is the day when all will be stand, when the all of mankind will be made to stand in a great court, and this is the court of resurrection. This is the day when their hearts will choke the throats and the sun will draw close to the creation, and the situation will be such. Can you imagine standing in the court of Allah? Can you imagine in such a court where the one who has created this entire universe, and when you have those who had committed the tyranny and those that had committed those evil deeds, how their hearts will be made to tremble with fear on such a day of Yawm al-Qiyamah, where everyone will be concerned about their own affair. يوم يفر المرء من أخيه وأمه وأبيه وصاحبته وبنيه لكل امرئ منهم يومئذ شأن يغنيه. So every person is going to be concerned about his own affair. So we all are on a journey, and every person, indeed, his accountability on the day of Yawm al-Qiyamah, وَلَا يَظْلِمُ رَبُّكَ أَحَدًا, where Almighty will not in the least deal with anybody unjustly. He is going to be the one to judge insan, but insan, see how insan behaves. كُلُّ نَفْسٍ مِّمَا كَسَبَتْ وَهُمْ لَا يُظْلَمُونَ. Every person shall be paid what he earned. وَلَا يُظْلَمُونَ وَهُمْ لَا يُظْلَمُونَ, and they shall not be dealt with unjustly. That again is the great reminder that إِنَّ اللَّهَ لَا يَظْلِمُ مِثْقَالَ ذَرَّةٍ. Not even the size and the weight of an atom, Allah will not deal with any person, meaning He does not wrong any person. Allah is going to be establishing the justice. And وَمَنْ يَعْمَلْ مِنَ الصَّالِحَاتِ مِنَ ذَكَرٍ أَوْ أُنْثَى وَهُوَ مُؤْمِنٌ فَأُولَٰئِكَ يَدْخُلُونَ الْجَنَّةَ وَلَا يُظْلَمُونَ نَقِيرًا. And that is very important. See how many times the verse has been repeated in different verses, and again we're getting the message, وَهُمْ لَا يُظْلَمُونَ, they will not be dealt with unjustly. إِنَّ اللَّهَ لَا يَظْلِمُ مِثْقَالَ ذَرَّةٍ. Even the size of the weight of an atom, Allah will not deal with any person unjustly. See how it is again re-emphasized that وَمَنْ يَعْمَلْ مِنَ الصَّالِحَاتِ, then whomsoever does the action, مِنَ الصَّالِحَاتِ, so you have the righteous good deeds, ذَكَرٍ أَوْ أُنْثَى, whether it is a male or a female, وَهُوَ مُؤْمِنٌ, and again you see the reminder is while he is a believer. What will be the result? They will enter paradise, وَلَا يُظْلَمُونَ نَقِيرًا, not the least injustice, even the size of naqira. And what is naqira? It is the speck on the back of a date stone. So you cannot even imagine how, how can you even describe what is the speck of in the back of the date stone. That is how just is the Creator. He will not deal with any person unjustly, and that is again in Surah An-Nisa. Here we are reminded, وَمَنْ يَعْمَلْ مِنَ الصَّالِحَاتِ, that when you do the actions, whether you are a male or a female, as long as you are a believer, what will be the recompense? فَأُولَٰئِكَ يَدْخُلُونَ الْجَنَّةِ, they will receive Jannah. And is it not that we are all striving to attain Jannah? Is it not that whether a person is a believing male or a believing female, the criteria for a person to gain entry into Jannah, Almighty Allah Ta'ala reminds us in the Quran, وَبَشِّرِ الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا وَعَمِلُوا الصَّالِحَاتِ, give glad tidings to those who have Iman and they do righteous actions. For them they will inherit the Jannah. For them they will be the Jannah. You know, when Almighty Allah Ta'ala also gives the description of the inhabitants of Jannah, they have sifat, they have characteristic, they have the qualities, and أولئك يرثون الفردوس هم فيها خالدون. They will inherit the Jannah. So when a person knows that their Jannah is already been prepared, it is there, but in order for a person to enter into Jannah, for them to inherit it, they need to have these conditions. And from the first condition, we say the criteria for a person to gain entry into Jannah, number one is Iman. Without Iman, when you do Salatul Janazah, every day when you're offering your prayer, when he sallallahu alaihi wasallam would offer the prayer for Salatul Janazah, what is the dua that we read in Salatul Janazah? Allahumma ighfir li hayyina wa mayyitina. Oh Allah, forgive those who are alive, those who have passed away. Wa shahidina wa ghaibina, those who are present and those who are absent. Wa saghirina wa kabirina, the small and the elderly. Wa dhakarina wa unthana, and our male and our female. Allahumma man ahyaytahu minna fa ahyihi ala al-Islam. Allah, whomsoever you give life, then give life on Islam. وَمَنْ تَوَفَّيْتَهُ مِنَّا فَتَوَفَّهُ عَلَى الْإِيمَانِ. And whomsoever you take away from this dunya, take away with this dunya with Iman. Because Iman, this is the Salatul Janazah, you're offering the prayer. And the person that has passed away, أَسْرِعُوا بِالْجَنَازَةِ, why are you hastening also to offer the Janazah prayer? إِن تَكُ صَالِحَةً, then if the person is pious and righteous, then you are hastening him to receive what is prepared for him, what is there for him. وَإِن تَكُ, and if it's sharran, or if it is an evil and wretched person, then you are freeing him from your necks. You are removing that burden that is upon you. Because every person who passes away, he would either be a good believer, or he may be a believer, or he may be a person who may have passed away, but he did not pass away as a good person. He could have been an evil person, a wretched person. What will be the condition of those whom are the zalimun, and those who are the wicked, and those who are the tyrants? Yes, indeed. Kullu nafsin dha'iqatul maut. Every soul shall taste death. But remember, after death, after the life of this world, then remember the first principle that that we learn after the life of this dunya is that Allah will not deal unjustly with anyone. That is a very important principle, because in this world we are making the dua, whomsoever Allah you give life, give him life on Islam. وَمَنْ تَوَفَّيْتَهُ مِنَّا فَتَوَفَّهُ عَلَى الْإِيمَانِ. And when you take away that life, take it away on Iman. So we all need Iman. Islam is, yes indeed, we can all be Muslim, but what will be the condition when we leave the dunya? We would love to leave the dunya on Iman, because وَمَنْ تَوَفَّيْتَهُ مِنَّا فَتَوَفَّهُ عَلَى الْإِيمَانِ. Iman is that belief, to die with the firm belief. Islam, yes, we all can say that we are proud to be Muslim, but remember, as a person, we all are on the journey of life, and now we will be judged according to our action. فَمَنْ يَعْمَلْ مِنَ الصَّالِحَاتِ وَمَنْ يَعْمَلْ مِنَ الصَّالِحَاتِ مِنْ ذَكَرٍ أَوْ أُنْثَى وَهُوَ مُؤْمِنٌ. Now think again for this moment, that here is a verse in Surah An-Nisa, here is a verse of the Holy Quran where Allah Ta'ala is reminding the believing male and the female. Verse 124, Surah An-Nisa, the chapter 4 in the Holy Quran. وَمَنْ يَعْمَلْ, see, whomsoever does the action. So now what if somebody says, I am Muslim, but then there is no action in his life? This is where the real test lies, that as a person is a Muslim, is it sufficient for a person to say that he is a Muslim, but he does not want to bring the action in his life? because Almighty Allah Ta'ala is going to judge us. Yes, indeed, all the actions will be judged according to the intention. But what if there is no action? وَمَن يَعْمَلْ, whomsoever does the action, مِنَ الصَّالِحَاتِ, and when you say salihat means whoever does righteous, good deeds, male or female, وَهُوَ مُؤْمِنٌ, and while he is a believer, one who is a male and a female, he is doing the action and he is doing the action as a believer. What will be the result? فَأُولَٰئِكَ يَدْخُلُونَ الْجَنَّةَ, they will enter into Jannah. وَلَا يُظْلَمُونَ نَقِيرًا, and here it is, they will not be dealt unjustly, no injustice will be shown to them, even the size of the speck on the back of the date stone. That is how justice is our Creator. So it's important that we have a knowledge of this first principle, because there is another principle, that no one will be held for the crime of another. Because the Quran also makes it very clear for us. وَلَا تَكْسِبُ كُلُّ نَفْسٍ إِلَّا عَلَيْهَا وَلَا تَزِرُ وَازِرَةُ وِزْرَ أُخْرَى. A very beautiful reminder. No person earns any sin except against himself only, and no bearer of burdens shall bear the burden of another. وَلَا تَزِرُ وَازِرَةُ وِزْرَ أُخْرَى. Now, when you think about a person, he may commit a crime, you cannot, this is the justice of Allah, no other person can take that burden away from you. You cannot expect another person to be punished because of your sinning, because of your crime. وَلَا تَزِرُ وَازِرَةُ وِزْرَ أُخْرَى. And that is the beautiful reminder that we have on the day of Yawm al-Qiyamah, that a person, no other person will be accountable for the sins that we have committed. We will be judged for our own actions. And just like how Almighty Allah Ta'ala says in the Quran, وَلَيَحْمِلُنَّ أَثْقَالَهُمْ وَأَثْقَالًا مَعَ أَثْقَالِهِمْ. So you have a statement, if a man will not be held accountable except for his own deeds, then what is the proper response to this statement of Allah? When Almighty Allah Ta'ala says in the Quran, وَلَيَحْمِلُنَّ أَثْقَالَهُمْ وَأَثْقَالًا مَعَ أَثْقَالِهِمْ. And verily they shall bear their own loads and the other loads beside their own. This is in Surah Al-Ankabut. So if a man had a part in misleading another and deliberately he facilitated, meaning to mislead somebody to his corruption, and he was leading the way and opening up the way for him, whether it is, for example, alcohol or drugs or intoxicants, or he directed him to do some type of sinning to some location. So it is like saying, when you invite towards that which is evil, when you invite to that which is good, you get, if you invite somebody, مَنْ دَلَّ عَلَى خَيْرٍ فَلَهُ مِثْلُ أَجْرِ فَاعِلِهِ. But what will be the condition when you invite somebody to do evil? When you are leading somebody, when you are motivating him. So inshallah, after the break, we will continue discussing this very important principle on the day of Yawm al-Qiyamah, where no person will bear the burden of another person. Until after the break, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu.